who's the author of the book Fall. I'm glad that you made it to our office today, and the book is looking very, very nice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So we'll just have a brief discussion about what the world of literature means to you and how this idea came to you as such. Okay.
Yeah.
So first thing before we deep dive into the book, how was your interaction with books as a kid? Were you an avid reader?
I am an avid reader. I wasn't an avid reader when I started off.
Okay.
I was always had a inclined to art,
Okay.
general art.
Okay.
So I don't know actually how I picked up writing. I was interested in history,
Okay.
so I was reading a lot of books regarding history. And suddenly, this came. Yeah, that's
Nice.
how I've continued.
So
writing.
what sort of books do you generally read?
Fiction.
Fiction. You're a fiction person. So
Totally fiction.
there's generally that debate that goes around in our office, fiction versus non-fiction. So there's a chunk of people who are a fan of non-fiction, a chunk of people who are a fan of fiction. Have you ever had this debate where, and why would you say fiction is something that you
Because fiction is not based on facts, right?
Correct.
So it gives me my room of exploring the book how I want to. Like
Correct.
it gives me a own canvas for me.
Correct.
If I'm dealing with too much facts, and I know how it's going to end,
Mm.
then I lose interest in it.
Makes sense. It's sort of an escape for you.
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right. So the poems that you have written, how long have you been actually writing these?
15 to 16 years.
Okay.
I've been writing since young.
Do you remember your first poem, or what you did? When did you write it? Any idea about that?
I wrote my first poem when I was in school,
Okay.
but it's not there in the book.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was it about? Any idea?
What about friendship?
Oh, very nice. So I see your poems are like, it's not about a very particular theme.
Correct.
It's a mix of everything.
Correct.
So is it like you write when you're feeling that certain emotion, or how does it work?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Mostly it could be an event happening around me
Okay.
or some person,
Okay.
just a basic observation. And every time I'm moved, I end up writing.
That's nice. Very nice. And
There's
so
control.
correct. So you're not necessarily someone who plans schedules and
No,
writes,
no,
right?
no.
You sit when you feel.
It happens very randomly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything that triggers that thing that you want to sit and write today?
Yes, if I'm moved emotionally,
Okay.
not with any particular thing, anything can move me.
Okay.
So based on that, sometimes I've written poems in my head while I'm driving,
Mm.
and then I stop and then jot
Right.
it down.
Okay. That's very interesting. That's
Yeah.
very nice.
So there's no structure, no planning, nothing.
Correct.
It happens.
Is there any poem that's your favorite? Something that you loved, that you wrote this one that came through you?
Yeah, there are a couple
Okay.
that I like really much.
Okay.
I like it very much. Yeah.
Any reason for that? Like, do you feel that
Because
you're writing
I
a-
associate that with my actual beginning
Mm.
of writing the poems,
Mm-hmm.
not the one that I wrote in school.
Correct.
यहाँ से I think I've started writing. Yeah.
Correct.
Proper writing.
That's nice. And how did this idea of publishing a book come to you?
I always wanted validation for what I did, and not from my family.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone in my family who reads my stuff, they like it.
Mm-hmm.
So I really wanted a validation. I wanted to reach an audience who don't know me.
Correct.
So I know how the poems are.
Correct. Okay.
That's my basic concept of publishing the book.
Was there any fear initially that, okay, I mean, when you write a book, you're almost putting yourself out there, right?
No,
To judge.
I am not afraid.
That's nice. That's
I'm not
nice.
afraid. Because whatever that is there in the book is very personal to me, it's very emotional. I have not manufactured or fabricated any poems.
Correct.
So I'm confident. These are the poems I've written for my own self,
Correct.
for the people now. Let them judge.
Right. So poetry as a genre, if you see, is not something that can everybody is comfortable with writing. It comes to that selected few who can sit and write down poetry, because putting that emotion in limited words
Correct.
it's very difficult.
It's very,
So
very
how
difficult.
is it? How do you feel that you have this?
I'm telling you, I have. It's a very natural process. I've never forced myself to write a poem.
Correct.
But my challenges have always been to write it as comprehended as possible.
Correct.
Leaving the reader our own canvas for them to take back when they read the poem and read.
Correct. Is there
It is very challenging. Actually, it is very
very challenging?
The most challenging part about writing is to use minimum words to express emotion.
Emotions.
Yeah.
Is there any favorite poet of yours? Any?
Not fair. I don't remember them by names, but this Ozymandias has written by, I think, I'm not sure who the poet was. P.B. Shelley or somebody.
Okay. Yeah.
Unka. I've read a lot of Shakespeare in school, not outside. Poems then Milton, John Keats.
So you have like a set of poets that you follow as well.
Yeah. And a very few poems. Actually, I'm not inspired by poems at all.
Okay.
I'm inspired by the poets, not the poems.
Okay.
I don't know why. I feel more connected to the person who's writing it.
Writing it. Okay. Than what's written.
Yeah.
Nice. Very interesting. So now that you're a published author, is there any advice that you would give on to someone who's planning to publish a book?
Be confident. Do not worry of how it's going to be accepted.
Okay.
As long as you know it's good or bad, just try to find out
Correct.
by publishing a book.
So you had seen your sample before. Did you show it to anybody? The sample book print that you had bought.
From you?
Yeah.
Yeah, my friends, my family.
How was their reaction?
They have been my first audiences for a long time now. Honestly, most of them don't even like what I write. But yeah.
Any particular reaction that you still remember that, wow, this was nice?
I think you should ask them. Because on my face they tell it's really nice. I don't know how they feel about it. I really want some new reader to just pick up the book and tell me how the book is.
Makes sense. I think that will happen through us. We will definitely
Yeah,
help you
that
out
is
with
what
that.
is my actual motive.
Correct. So, let's assume that I am not known to you and you're giving me this book for me to read. What would be that message that you would say that read this book? Before you say, like, take this book, read it. What would you say to me?
Just read it. It is basically a package of all my observations in life.
Correct.
Okay. This is not meant to change your life. Just read it like a mood.
Correct.
This book is a mood.
Correct. So you don't, do you have an aim that you want this book to serve, or is it something for
I just want people to relate to it. Honestly, there is nothing that somebody will read and change their lives after reading. Just relate to it.
It's something of some sort of
It
relaxation.
was nice, yeah.
Correct. Nice, interesting. So one final question: how was your publishing journey with the Right Order?
Fantastic. Very nice.
I think
I'm really happy I chose this publication. Even this has happened out of luck.
Okay.
I was scrolling through reels on Instagram and I saw your this ad.
Correct.
And that's how we got associated.
Nice.
So like how my writing is a fluke, you can call this also.
That's nice. And I'm glad that I got an opportunity to work very closely with this project. I think it was not necessarily a straight path. We had our ups and downs.
Yes.
We had
more
our difference of opinions.
Correct.
So I think overall, when that happens, it's only that time when we can get out
It's
the
better
pressure.
if there are differences of opinion.
Correct.
And we improve the quality of the product.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you have cooperated with us with respect to my suggestions, and I've always been.
Yeah. And I'm really sorry for being.
No, absolutely not. I think we understand that this is something very personal to you.
Exactly.
And it's always a mix of our suggestions and your ideas of how you want it to be.
Because again, I'm repeating myself. My motive is to reach the maximum audience and get a validation.
Correct.
Not only a validation, a review. Like how
Correct.
the book is actually.
Makes sense. So that's it. I'll end it here. Guys, you can grab your copies on Amazon. And I'm pretty sure this book is going to do really well. Congratulations once again.
Fingers crossed.
And I'm hoping that there are many more books that are going to come into the market.
Inshallah.
Thank you.